So in the gym today, I was having a conversation with someone, and it caused me to reflect back on my time in college at Pepperdine University. Before I'd given my life to the Lord, I was your typical Southern California pot smoking, drinking too much, surfing knucklehead. And I entered college with a lot of brokenness in my life. And there were many times, both in high school and college, that Christians would witness to me, meaning they would share the gospel. And I remember one time at Pepperdine, a group of students were witnessing to me, and their goal seemed to be trying to prove to me how relevant Christianity is. And so they were comparing the world to their Christianity and talking about, well, we have this too, and we have that too, and we do this too. Like trying to keep up with the Joneses, as it were. And here I was, an 18-year-old listening to them, and without realizing what I was saying, of course, years later, I understood that maybe that was God speaking through me, even though I didn't have a relationship with him. I said to them, if all you offer me is a Christianized version of the world, you've offered me nothing. I mean, if I'm seeking God, if I'm looking for God in a relationship with him, I'm looking for something transcendent. I'm not looking for something that mimics the world or competes with the world. I'm looking for something more spiritual, again, more transcendent. And so you've offered me what, religion, what, getting up early on Sunday mornings and then still acting like you do. And in fact, in the conversation, I pointed out how several of them partied with me the weekend before, got stoned with me. And without pointing to anyone in particular, any of the ladies that were there, I said, and I've actually slept with some of you. Now you're trying to convince me that your version of Christianity is the right way. But that's where we are still today. There are fake Christianities out there that are trying to promote either hypermoralism, you've got to check all these boxes before you can be right with God, or we can look like the world, we can act like the world, we can believe like the world, we can speak like the world as long as we go to church. Well, neither of those are biblical Christianity. You don't check boxes in order to get to God. You go to God, and then he transforms you from the inside out, and then those boxes, by his grace, are getting checked. A year later, after that conversation at Pepperdine, I did end up giving my life to the Lord, but I didn't give myself over to religion or to fake Christianity. What I did is I said, Lord, I surrender. I think you're better at my life than I am at my life. And I think you have more for me than I could ever imagine. And I think there are things that need to be healed in my life that I can't do on my own, that pot and drinking is not going, and sex is, that are not going to fulfill that need in my heart. So you can take it. And he did transform me. But I was just thinking about how back then, talking to some Christians, not all, there were Christians that were biblical Christians that helped me understand the love of God and the grace and mercy of God. And I'm so grateful for them. But my gosh, if you're running into a Christianity that's hyper-moralism based on box checking, or that because you go to church and become fluent in Christianese, that makes you a Christian, I would encourage you to look at Scripture, look at the Bible, and look at the teachings and life of Jesus. I think you'll find it not only different, but incredibly freeing. Anyway, something I thought about in the gym that might be of interest, and I look forward to your comments.